mentioned some classified materials, some documents recently leaked, some classified documents. And this isn't a gotcha show, but I do want to ask about it, that says you are currently 81 years old.
Who the hell told you that?
Yeah.
That's classified.
That's classified. All jokes aside, according to recent polling, this is a real concern for American voters. How do you address that concern going forward as you come up to the 2024 election?
Well, a couple things. Number one, you got to take a look at the other guy. He's about as old as I am, but he can't remember his wife's name.
Yeah.
But first up, we're joined by our all-star panel, Sky News host Paul Muray and Nova Radio's Michelle Stevenson. Thank you both for joining us.
Howdy.
Let's start with those comments from Joe Biden that he made on Late Night with Seth Meyers. Paul Muray, is he convincing anyone that he's mentally fit for the top job?
No. By the way, congratulations. This reminds me of the title, of course, of a great religious show back in the 1980s and 90s called The Hour of Power with Dr. Robert Sholem.
Oh, yeah?
So consider this to be your Crystal Cathedral.
So
we're going to church. We're going to church.
Yeah, we're going to church,
Might
baby.
be slightly different from a religious channel
Yeah.
show, but look, here we are. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Thank you for being the first guest.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I'm very happy. All-star, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Correct. Now also, so Biden, right? I mean, they can do is they can make him look like he can balance on a bike. They can make him look like he's got all these great lines off his head on network television. They can make it look like he's, the best leader behind closed doors. But your eyes don't lie. The bloke is too old. The bloke misses a step. The bloke literally tripping over all over the shop. No.
Michelle, what's your read on this? Because he rarely makes TV appearances, and then when he does, he just laughs off serious concerns.
Yeah.
A lot of people in America are really concerned about his age.
Also, when he does make TV appearances, he's like that old man shouting at Sky. He gets easily agitated, which I think is not a good sign for someone who's running for the top job. Also, we have to speak about Donald Trump as well. They're both too old to be running. Let's be clear about that. It's a sad indictment on the state of US politics that we're here with two elderly gentlemen with no succession planning. And I think both the Republicans and the Democrats need to take a long look at what they're doing.
Paul Muray, what's your take on that? Do you agree?
My sense of it is that, again, the Republicans feel that there's unfinished business with Trump, right? Unfinished business from 2020 and almost a sense that sort of part of the first term was so nobbled, right? So they are just interlinked with Trump, to use a Cody Rhodesism from the WWE, to finish the story, right? They've been in this, they've lost all their friends, they've argued with their family members.
Totally.
So if you're in on Trump, you're all in and you're going to go all the way to the end. Biden is obviously too old, but the bizarre thing is that Biden has convinced himself that he's the only the Democrat who can beat Trump, because all the rest of them are too young, too woke. That's the other thing too, that they're so super wokey, the next range that's coming through. But the reason, by the way, that Biden in particular is trying to pretend, oh, Trump's worse than me, Trump's worse than me, is there was a poll put out by the New York Times a few months ago that suggested 6% of people, when they view them both as equally declining, move back towards Biden. So it's not just about saying, how good am I? It's about pulling Trump down to his level and winning a comparison.
But also a poll that happened recently, like in the States, they said that 59% of voters say they're both too old for the job. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, they need to look at someone who is going to take the spot. Nikki Haley, I think she's got some good runs on the board. I think she'd be a great kind of alternative. But, you know, the Democrats don't have anyone. And as you said, they're getting too woke. They're going too far to the left. They're kind of ostracising the right and the middle even.
But then there's the question of how long can Nikki Haley actually stay in the race for? Because she's got beaten by Trump.
Got the money though, and she has said she will stay, and I kind of like that. I like you need a bit of competitive spirit in the lead up to the run up to this kind of election.